While I was searching the private land area of Tikamoon Plains, I stumbled upon a herd of Greater Kudu. What was unique about this herd of Greater Kudu, something I've never seen before, it had not one, but two five-star Greater Kudu in the same herd. I couldn't believe my eyes. At first, I only thought there was one until I started calling the one in and realized that two were approaching, looked at both, and realized I literally had two different five-star Greater Kudu. I couldn't be more excited. I wanted to take one with a bow, since my first five-star Greater Kudu I took with a rifle. So I started calling them in, and I was hoping I could possibly get both of them. I know with the bow, sometimes you can take one and not spook the other, but I wasn't sure how it was going to go, so I gave it my best shot and I started calling them in. It was at this moment right here where I realized I might actually have a problem. What I didn't notice before when I set up in this spot was that there is a little gully and their approach to me is not completely flat, so they dip down. And this could be a problem, especially with the tall grass, because it's hard to keep track of them, especially if I'm going for two. So I kept trying to call them in and see what would happen. I knew eventually they would come back up out of that gully and I'd have better access to them. But I was very concerned about my ability to get both of them, considering this terrain issue. Finally, the first approaching kudu made his way out of the gully, and I saw my opportunity for a shot. Considering there were two five-star kudus in this herd, I didn't want to lose the opportunity to take both of them, and I didn't want to lose the herd. So I went into photo mode so I could track them as they spooked and ran away to see where they would go. I find that when they spook, especially on Africa, it's not that hard to find them after they spook because the Africa map is so wide open. It's hard to lose them like on other maps in the forests. So I kept my eyes on them, waiting to see where they'd end up stopping. Now it was time to check and see if I had landed a vital hit on the kudu I shot, which I did not. Red blood, looks like this animal would survive. I didn't realize it just at the time, but that missed shot was probably the best thing that could have happened to me. You'll see why. As luck would have it, that greater kudu herd happened to settle after spooking right in front of a hunting stand. And not just in front of a hunting stand, but a hunting stand perched atop a very small ridge, just enough to provide me enough cover to approach and get up into the stand without them really being able to sense me. I was nervous that the ladder was facing the kudu and not on the other side of the stand, but I was able to get up into the stand without spooking the herd. Now that I was settled in the stand, it was time to start calling the two five-star kudu in again. Being up here in this stand would give me a much better opportunity to be able to take both five-star greater kudu. Not only that, but the terrain was much more in my favor now, as they settled in an area that was a lot more wide open. Everything was going perfect so far. Both kudu were approaching, and they were approaching just separated enough that I should be able to take the first kudu with the bow without spooking the second 5-star. Finally, the first kudu was in bow range. It was time to take my shot and hope that the second kudu did not spook. Dropped on the spot. The second kudu still in play. He stopped, but he didn't spook. So I began calling again, just to get him back in on pace to come in. I did not intend to take both kudu with the bow. I didn't want him to get too close to the other one, so I decided to pull out the rifle. Dropped as well. I've done it. After tracking this herd, after they've spooked, missing the first opportunity, I was able to pull it off and get both 5-star kudus. I couldn't be more excited. I did everything I wanted to do and accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish on this hunt. I was able to take both 5-star kudus, one with the bow, and I was able to do it at the same time without having to track the second one down. Truly just a perfect hunt.